people are mean. But you know who's not mean? Your headliner. Coming all the way from Kitchener. Yeah, let's get the energy up for him. Let's hear that you have energy still. Good up for Sandy MacFarlane, everybody.
Oh, keep it going for James. Thanks, James. I love how we started the show. Wally, who usually runs this show, couldn't be here. And James is like, oh, Wally couldn't be here tonight. He's had a little emergency. Here's a hint. Diarrhea. That's not a hint. That's what it is. There's no hint there. That's exactly what I hope that's. Well, I think it's his wife. Anyway, it's a pleasure to be here. I've had a tough day. I don't know. I've had a really tough day. I lost a button on my shirt. Got a crack in my shoe. And my hair. Look how bad my hair is. You know how hard it is to have curly hair? You have no idea. Like seriously curly hair to manage that shit? If you only knew. It's hell. Absolute hell. I love being in Brantford. I didn't think I'd ever say that sentence in my whole life. But yet here I am. I haven't done this show in a long time. Actually, the last time I did the show was upstairs. So it's kind of nice to be down here, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting place. Like that, I think that maybe, hey, that looks like they got those from like Howard Johnson's in the 70s. And you know you're at a tough bar when the security camera is bigger than the light. Like that's just weird. And I love right here, right over this table, there's a sign that says washroom. Like some guy just pissed there one night and they're like, ah, fuck it. That's the bathroom. Busy over there, piss on their table, you're good. We'll cover it up with the cruise light sign. Which he's probably pissing. Fuck. Yeah, I had a tough day. Life. Fuck. You ever wake up in the morning and you just open your eyes and you're like, are you fucking kidding me? I have to do this again? Like Monday wasn't tough enough, I have to actually do stuff? I did a bar in Brantford, I'm not going to name the name. It was, well, I walked in and there was two guys kicking the shit out of another guy. Like literally, the guy's on the ground, two guys are just fucking stomping him. And I looked at the bartender, I'm like, are you going to call the cops? And the bartender's like, no, look what happened to the first one. That's not a great idea. That's a true story. Sorry to say. Everybody have a good Easter? Yeah, whatever. I had a good Easter. I was out at my parents. My parents have a little farm. Well, not a little farm, and they don't farm. They have a big property. I don't know. I love this girl at the bar. She's like 110 pounds, and she just decided I'm going to put on sweatpants and fucking demolish 2 pounds of wings and not eat for the rest of my life. And she's got a really cool tattoo on her arm, and it's amazing how she doesn't even know I'm talking about her. Like I dropped this little birthday in her drink, she didn't even notice. Waiting that one out. I did that like I would watch. So, waiting that one out. Anyway, I was out at my parents'. And I was hanging out with a bunch of people. There was like 200 people there. And I was seeing this group of people, like 15 of us. And somebody says to me, they're like, yeah, I heard you're a comedian. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I try sometimes. And he's like, oh yeah, I always thought I could do it. I think I could be really funny. And I'm like, oh, great, yeah, okay. I hear that a lot. And then there's this, a girl goes to her partner, oh, you know who would be really funny, who would be amazing at it? Mike. And everybody starts going, oh my God, Mike would be the best stand-up comedian. Oh my God, he's so funny. At parties, he's always the funniest guy. And I'm like, oh, come on. It's really the only job that happens. You never say to somebody, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a dentist. Oh, no fucking way. I love teeth. Like, I always thought I could really do it. Like, do you know if there's any like amateur root canal nights that I could jump on? Or like at parties, I'm the one that talks about flossing the most. So, you just have to go to school. Speaking of school, is that Laurier across the street?
Yes.
Thank you. Fuck. There was one question. I asked you one question.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You must all go to Laurier. Does anybody go to Laurier? Do you? What do you think? Sorry? Oh shit, law and society. That's an oxymoron. You're going to learn a lot about law in Brantford. I live by Laurier, the main campus in Waterloo, actually. I almost went to Laurier. Yeah, the only thing stopping me was applying and having the grades. I don't know. That was fucked at the beginning. Not cool. So I saw at this party I was talking about at Easter, I ran into my uncle. It's like a second uncle or something. Is that such thing as a second uncle? Well, I call him my second uncle after the whole, you know. I ran into him and I was talking to him, and he's one of these guys. Have you ever met a guy that does bad cliches or sayings they don't get it? Like, oh, you know what they say, Sandy, you can lead a horse to water, but you got to get right back on it. No, that's not what they say. Oh yeah, it is, I'm pretty sure. No, it's not. Well, you know what you said? You can teach an old pig not to fly. No, that's absolutely terrible, actually. I saw my grandma, who was there. She's turning 159-ish. I lost track after 85. Does it even matter after that point? That's horrible to say, I know, but she doesn't even remember my name. So she's struggling with the Alzheimer's a bit, which isn't funny, but you kind of have to laugh about it. But she insists on making Easter dinner. I don't know why. She just wants to be part of it, which is fine. So we help her out usually, but the one thing she will not let us help with, she insists on making her, what she calls her world famous lemon meringue pie. And every year for like the last 6 years, she's fucked it up a little more. So this year she got the salt and sugar mixed up. So a teaspoon of sugar and 2 cups of salt. It's hard for me to describe. Well, have you ever jumped in the ocean with your mouth open? Same thing. Still made it though, fuck. I was high as fuck. My roommate from college was there. He's Trinidadian. Does anybody know any Trinidadian guys? Great people. Did you put up your hand? You did. You're a fucking liar. I don't know why, all of a sudden I went angry there. Yeah, he's a great guy. I don't know if it's the same as the Trinidadian guys that you know, but my Trinidadian friend, he doesn't smoke a little pot. like that's what he does. That's like that was like his job in college. Great guy though. And it's funny, like Canadian guys would always bug him, like I could smoke way more pot than you or I. So one night this guy came up to me and he was like, we're going back to your place tonight, and we're going to smoke pot till one of us can't smoke anymore. And me and my roommate were kind of like, oh, we're going to do that anyway, so sure. So he comes over, an hour later, he's lying on the couch, fucking drool coming out of his mouth. He's like, Sandy, I don't know what happened. I'm like, you don't know what happened. You challenged a Trinidadian guy to a pot smoking contest. That's like picking a fight with Aquaman and insisting it take place in the water. It doesn't make, why would you do that? You get it? I told that to a friend of mine, and he was a real comic book nerd, and he's like, actually, it's a common misconception that Aquaman doesn't have powers outside of the water. He actually does. It just happens that when he's in the water, he has like Superman strength. First of all, to say it's a common misconception means that other people have talked about it. They haven't. Second of all, have you ever kissed a girl or undone a bra your whole life? The answer was no. I saw another friend of mine, this was a great party by the way, I saw another friend of mine, and he says to me, I mentioned my grandma being old, he says to me, I was at a party last week, it was my grandma's 95th birthday. I'm like, fuck, 95 years old, that's pretty insane. What do you get a 95-year-old for her fucking birthday? He's like, well, I sang her a song. He plays a little guitar, so I'm like, oh, cool. What song did you sing? Now, on a side note, you know in your group of friends, there's always one friend that says stupid shit and doesn't realize it, or does stupid shit, and you're trying to figure out which one it is. And like just says stuff, and they don't even know they're saying it. If you're not sure who it is in your group of friends, by the way, it's probably you. So I said, oh, so what did you sing her? And he's like, Knocking on Heaven's Door. You sang Knocking on Heaven's Door at your grandma's 95th birthday celebration? That's like singing the first cuts and deepest at a circumcision. They know it's happening, you don't have to celebrate it with music. What the fuck's wrong with you? Got me thinking about old men. Weird segue. You know one thing I don't get about old men, is Viagra. I never understood why old men bought Viagra. Like, I get it, if you're 20 to 60 and you can't get it up, yeah, I get it, buy some Viagra. But if you're 75 to 100, what the fuck are you doing? I need the fucking rest. Like, if at 82 years old I can't get it up, I hit puberty when I was 12, that's 70 years. 70 years of walking around with this thing making decisions for me. That's fucking bullshit. 70 years of NORBs. You know what a NORB is? A no reason boner. Grade 5, during No Canada, boner. Grade 11, girlfriend's aunt's funeral, boner. You know how many times I've had to pretend to tie my shoe just to cut off the circulation when a hot chick walks by me? It's fucking embarrassing. 70 years of waking up in the morning and looking down and my dick looking back at me going, hey, yeah, been up for an hour. Want to get up and rub one out, or you want to roll over and fuck the dog in the ear a few more times? That was great. And I don't know who all these, like, 75 to 100-year-old women that still want to get laid. Like, Jesus Christ, my grandma's like 95 years old. It's hard for her to walk, let alone take a 9-year-old dick that hasn't come in 10 years. Yes, sir. I don't even know what 9-year-old cum would look like. I'm assuming like one of those Tim Hortons creamers that has gone bad. You're welcome. I'm so sorry. I looked you right in the eye when I said that too. Oh, that was fun. I don't know if I mentioned that I also smoke marijuana. Does anybody else smoke marijuana? Well, I already fucking know you. All the comics. Oh yeah, no shit. I've never met a comic that doesn't do everything. Unless they've already done everything for 10 years and it's like, no, I'm sober now. Yeah, I know. That's why you're not funny anymore. I do smoke pot. I have no problem with it. To me, it's just like somebody drinks beer, right? I really don't give two fucks. Now, I'm not saying, like, it just makes things fun for me. I don't know why. Like, I smoked a joint once. I watched C-SPAN Canadian Parliament for 2 hours. Funniest shit I've ever seen in my whole goddamn life. PBR'd it, watched the next day. The least funniest shit I've ever seen in my whole goddamn life. Totally worth it. Now, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing ever. Obviously, there's some drawbacks. Your memory goes to fucking shit. Like, especially when you're high. I got really stoned once, walked up to the store, bought a few hundred things, got to the cash register, got my wallet, so I walked back home, got my wallet, felt lazy, got in my car, drove to the store, paid for everything, and walked home. Another time, smoked a big joint, got in the car, was driving over to a buddy's house, I got halfway there and I'm like, where the fuck are my car keys? That's terrible. It's the difference between people with bad memories and potheads. People with bad memories forget to take out the garbage. Potheads forget they're driving a car, or that they even have one. Like, that's fucked up. When I was in university, actually, I was going to the airport. I was going on a little trip, so my Trinidadian roommate drove me to the airport, which is always an amazing idea to get somebody from the Caribbean to drive you. No shoes, in shorts, no shirt, just a heat score basically. So we're driving there, and I don't like to fly. I actually don't like. I'm not afraid the plane's going to crash or any shit like that. I just don't like sitting still for fucking that long, basically. So what I like to do is take a lot of sedative drugs and then sleep the whole time. Well, I mentioned that to him, and I mentioned I didn't have anything on me, and he's like, well, you know what we should do? Smoke a huge joint. I'm like, smoke a huge joint before I go to an international airport? What could possibly go wrong? So I'm standing in line, I'm feeling pretty good, waiting for the something, I don't even know, I'm just so high. And I feel this little tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, and this woman looks at me, and she's like, oh, I think he likes you. And I look down, and there's a German Shepherd sitting beside me. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but if you're at an international airport and a German Shepherd sits beside you and that German Shepherd's not attached to a blind guy, you're fucked. So at that point, two refrigerator-shaped gentlemen came up to speak to me, and they dragged me in this little room, and they're like, where are the drugs? Give us the drugs. We know you have drugs. And I simply told them, I don't have any drugs on me. I did them all before I got here. Top 5 worst managers, by the way, survey says. We had a good laugh about it, though, over a big bottle of KY jelly and some latex gloves, and me and Slippery Pete and Big Knuckle Bob are still friends today. They sent me the creepiest birthday cards, like just 2 fingers, wish you were here. So what I do like to do if I can drive somewhere, I'll drive. So I went to Florida last year, and I was going to Orlando. Me and a buddy were going to Orlando, but I stopped in Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know if you've ever been to Jacksonville, Florida. Almost 1 million people, and it's like 500,000 Fred Durst and 500,000 Keshas running around. It's fucked up. Like, it's like the redneckiest town. Like, can you still bass Kesha after the whole sexual thing? I'm just kidding. It's like the redneckiest town you've ever been in your whole fucking life. So I pull up into this convenience store because I was going to buy a magazine because we were switching who was driving. I was going to read, blah, blah, blah. So I pull in the convenience store, which in Jacksonville, Florida is actually called the Liquor and Gun Store. The only place I've ever been, you can buy a case of Colt 45 beer and an actual Colt 45. Oh, God bless America. So I'm looking through the magazines and I look up and I see Playboy. I'm like, I gotta see who's on the front cover. So I pull it up and it's the Women of Walmart edition. Not sure if you've been in a Walmart lately, especially the one in Jacksonville, Florida, but I'll tell you one thing for sure. If you have a boner in a Walmart, you fucking came in with that thing. You did not get it there. Thank you very much, everybody. You've been a lot of fun. Thank you very much to all the other comedians. You were fucking hilarious tonight. So thank you very much.
We're going for your headliners. So MacFarlane, everybody. Get up for your staff. And stick around for the karaoke. It's going to start pretty soon, I think. And yeah, make sure